laboratory. And the title of this research is Land Use Change-Induced Abrupt Changes in Vegetation and the Roles of Climate Factors. Terrestrial ecosystem play an important role in carbon cycle as well as sink. And the vegetation is the major reservoir in terrestrial ecosystem. Therefore, a lot of studies investigate the negative impact in vegetation changes. And previous research say that climate change and land use change is generally within the vegetation growth at the regional scales. Therefore, these impacts can lead to overall decrease in vegetation by the raw water supply and warming or deforestation. However, many evidence suggests that the impact of climate change and land use change in the future would be intensified and making the vegetation in the future decrease. So there is the possibility of overall decrease in vegetation. However, previously research mainly focused on investigating historical overall changes in vegetation with a single cause. So in this study, we investigate the occurrence of future overall decrease in leaf area index (LI) data with a combined effects of land use change and climate. For this purpose, we use the output from CSN large ensemble simulation data. It is under the SNU 6 historical and SSP 370 scenarios. In these scenarios consider the world where land use change is hardly regulated in the future. Therefore, using this data, it allows us to investigate the vegetation dynamic, not only the climate change, but also this intensified land use change. And we also developed a simple approach to detect abrupt decrease in LAI in these target regions. By this method, we can detect future LAI trends that are totally incompatible with historical experience. Using this method, we found that out of the total target grids, about 5% experience at least one of LAI decrease during the future. In this graph shows the location of overall change grids, which is dominantly located over equatorial region. Therefore, we can suggest that vegetation in equatorial will be the most vulnerable in the future. And in this graph, this brown contour shows the maximum values of annual changes in cropland expansion, land use change. And as you can see, there is a consistent distribution between overall change grids and cropland expansion. Therefore, we can suggest that this cropland expansion would be the main reason for this overall area decrease. Indeed, when we calculate the changes in area in the maximum cropland expansion year, there is a significant negative correlation between changes in area and cropland expansion. So, how much this land use change can affect vegetation? For this question, we show the quantitative impacts of global land use change on vegetation. And as you can see, the Western South America, Western Africa, and the Eastern North America show dominant changes. Therefore, we select these three regions as a target region based on their significant area changes and similar land use changing. When we compare the land use change impacts on vegetation across the target region, they show the significant difference between these regions. So we can conclude that even if the amount of land use change is the same, the impacts of land use change on LAI can vary across the region. And previous research mentioned that in generally, regional characteristics or climate impacts like climate change induced by land use change or climates can affect these land use change effects. In this study, we focus these climate effects. So we firstly investigate land use change induced climate change in the target regions. Land use change affects climate change mainly by albedo effects or area effects. And based on the dominance of these second effects, we investigate these using the spatial distribution of changes in urban expansion, area, and climates. In the result, interestingly, the Western South America and Western Africa show the dominant changes in area and climates, while the Eastern North America didn't show the dominant changes. And when we analyze the spatial correlation between changes in area and temperature, only these two regions show the dominant negative correlation. So from these results, we can suggest that there is a stronger area impact in the Western South America and Western Africa. So it can explain the previously mentioned regionally different response of area to land use change. But why these two regions show the significant, stronger area effects? For this question, we suggest the possibility of climate feedback, which further amplify the changes in area and climates. Using the sensitivity analysis with area and climate data, we find that there is a vegetation and temperature feedback in these target regions. Because area is highly depends on temperature, and in these two regions, which show the larger area effects at a negative sensitivity of area to temperature. And this negative sensitivity have a positive indicate the positive feedback between area decrease and temperature increasing based on the land use change process and the negative sensitivity. On the other hand, the positive sensitivity in Eastern North America associated with negative feedback, because in this region, warming induced area increase. Therefore, we can find that the positive feedback between vegetation and temperature can intensify the changes in area and temperature and the area impacts in these two regions. So how much this feedback can affect vegetation? To solve this question, we calculate climate-induced area changes using this equation. And in the results, only the temperature changes induce dominant changes in these two regions. And it's about minus 23% and minus 15% respectively. On the other hand, the Eastern North America showed about plus 14% by the temperature changes. Lastly, we investigate the local climate impacts on vegetation by calculating per-land expansion effects on area with the long-term climatology and the long-term linear trend of precipitation and temperature. And only the long-term mean precipitation and linear trend of precipitation show this positive correlation. And this result indicate that a region with dry condition or drier climates will experience a further area decrease due to land use change. And when we compare the climate variable in each regions, only the long-term linear trend of precipitation shows a significant difference between these two regions. So from these results, we can find that while the local climate, especially precipitation, can affect the area response to land use change, only the linear trend of precipitation can explain the regionally different area response. So this is a summary of my presentation. Firstly, we found that land use change, especially pro-land expansion, can induce abrupt decrease in future area, like this map. However, even if the amount of land use change is the same, the effects of land use change on vegetation can significantly varies across the regions because mainly due to climate impacts. For example, a region with a negative relationship between area and temperature or a region with a local climates like prolonged dry condition or shift toward dry climates will experience the further area decrease due to land use change. So from this result, we can find that the combined impact of land use change and climates will exacerbate future vegetation decline. So in conclusion, because of these land use change vulnerable regions like the Western South America, the future land use planning should consider the response of vegetation to climates. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.